By now, it's common knowledge you shouldn't believe everything you see on social media, especially when it comes to the lifestyles of influencers. But some social media influencers would do anything to keep up their fake appearance, even going as far as murder. Here's what happens when these social media influencers turn to murder. On November 6th of 2021, the internet was filled with mixed reactions when the death of lifestyle influencer couple Kiana and Ronell hit the news. The details concerning this incident was a surprise to some people, but for a few, they anticipated this. People took to their social media pages to share their opinions. Assumptions of what could have happened spread fast. 3 years later, and no clarification from their children has been given. But before we go into the details of this tragic event, let's understand the personalities of key players. 44-year-old Kiana Renee wasn't born into wealth, but one thing she wasn't going to do was to remain in the condition she was born into. Fueled with this desire, she decided to study cosmetology after graduating from high school. To do this, she enrolled in a local beautician school and threw in dedication and every other thing needed to be good at her craft. Upon completion of her training program, she opened up her beauty business and named it Critique Designs, Beauty and Barber Salon. It didn't take long for her business to hit the climax because the quality of the services she offered preceded her. With 2 locations and quite a good number of staff, Kiana had certainly done well with her life choices. Kiana had 3 kids from her previous marriage and was the epitome of a great mother, and ultimately a goal setter and a great achiever. She was doing well from all indications. This is a woman who wouldn't need to live off of a man, but the same cannot be said for the man she ended up with. In 2009, she met Ronell Burns, who would become her husband, or better described, her Waterloo. 46-year-old Ronell Burns comes off as a good-looking and athletic man. He attended and graduated from Vashon High School, where he was part of the 1994 state championship basketball team. His first marriage to Avis Burns hit the rock when she filed for divorce, citing claims of cheating and being scammed by her husband. This divorce was messy and became a subject of public ridicule when they appeared before Judge Lynn Toller of the divorce court. They had 3 children together. This isn't news anyways, because Ronell had a list of countless failed businesses that could have pushed him to deceiving unsuspecting victims into investing in his business. It's okay to say that Ronell was terrible at making good financial decisions. After his failed marriage, Ronell met and started dating Kiana, who was better off financially than he was. On September 13th of 2015, the 2 got married and their family became a blended one officially. In total, they had 8 children. While she was attracted to his charisma and looks, it's possible that he was attracted to the financial benefits he hoped to get from her. The wedding reception of this union was the talk of the town, and it was obvious that a lot of money went into the process. Clearly, they were convinced of the love they shared and were sure that they would achieve so much together. True to their expectations, Kiana and Ronell had multiple businesses together, even though the businesses weren't entirely genuine, especially with Ronell being an insurance agent and a financial solutions advisor for his company Legal Financial Solutions, where he's committed to helping people in their finances. It was clear who called the financial shots in the relationship. But this didn't stop Ronell from portraying the life of a successful businessman to the public. They practically merged everything: their lives, their family, and their business. They started Six Figure Ambition, a company that helped families and created legacies, and became motivators, teaching from their experiences as entrepreneurs for 20 years. Ronell rededicated his life to God and founded For His Glory Ministries, where he preached about God and finance. Thinking of ways to expand their business, they relocated to the bigger city, Atlanta. This wasn't a very smart move because Critique Designs, Beauty and Barber Salon had been established in Missouri and might not be able to stand the contentions of a big city and a fresh start. Was this decision born out of a need for growth and expansion, or towards peppering their online family with more seeming bliss? I mean, you can never tell. Ronell had an Instagram page of over 8,000 followers and an active Facebook page. These pages can be best described as motivational pages because he would share pictures and videos that showed a happy and satisfied man and had captions intended to motivate his followers. His wife Kiana, with over 17,000 followers on Instagram, wasn't different. The proper definition of a good life can be seen from all they shared on Facebook and Instagram. The nature of a man cannot be hidden for so long. So as a result of Renell's poor financial decisions and their outrageous spending habits, the businesses they built together crashed in no time, leaving Kiana with just a salon to survive. This is when they started having a family crisis. On December 19th of 2019, Kiana and Renell filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. What this means is that they would have to liquidate some of their assets to offset a part of their debt. By doing this, they still have quite a lot to sort out. But did they stop showing how much of a great pair they were? Of course not. They kept showing up as a power couple to their Instagram and Facebook followers. Not so long after trouble came knocking, Renell took to his Instagram page to talk about their decision to divorce. He stated that he didn't want to be together again because they had their lives and children to take care of, and they decided to keep their chain of businesses running. In his words, "So just because we decided we don't like each other anymore, we're gonna mess up everything?" They were gonna find a way to keep everything going and keep up the Multiple Business Act because of what they had promised everyone, the life they had modeled, and the life they had built on social media. What sort of man runs from his family at the first sign of trouble? It is often said that women marry for money. Well, this is one of those cases where we can say it runs both ways. This action from Renell showed that since he could no longer get money from Kiana, it was time to move on to the next person. Kiana wasn't just dealing with the crash of her finances and the debt they owed, but she also had to deal knowing about her husband's escapade with other women. Well, everyone has their endurance limits, and so does Kiana. On the night of November 6th of 2021, while the residents of Sandy Springs were enjoying a nice cozy evening, one of the couple's daughters called in the police department to report domestic violence. And sometime later, Kiana called in to confess that she had just shot her husband, and she needed help. By the time the police got there, it was too late. Unable to live with the consequences of her actions, Kiana shot herself, dying before the ambulance would arrive. No matter how right a wrong action is, it doesn't make the action right. But Renell had it coming. From what we know, she was doing so well before he walked into her life, and completely altered everything. Hours before the incident, Kiana posted a video of herself dancing and singing with her young daughter. According to her friend, she had called them on October 30th of 2021, seeking prayers, support, and love. She even went live on Facebook asking her followers to pray for her. From this, we can assume that she was trying so hard to navigate life with the losses that she had had, especially the crisis her finances were going through. You might want to ask why she had to deal with so much all by herself, but I think the answer is pretty obvious. We may never fully know exactly what went wrong, and while the police refer to it as a murder-suicide case, for years the story of Renell Burns and Kiana Renee Burns would make the headlines, as they won't be forgotten in a hurry. Perhaps their story might send a subtle reminder that all that glitters is not gold.